Hello again, this is Captain John. Today we're going to talk about how to bleed a diesel engine. You can get air in your fuel lines when you change out fuel filters or run your tank dry, and your diesel engine will not start. Now, each bleeding process is different depending on your manufacturer, so always check your manuals, but this will give you an idea of the bleeding process. First of all, let's take a look at our fuel system and follow our fuel line. It's coming in from the fuel tank. First thing it comes to is the primary fuel filter. From the primary fuel filter, you follow it over to the fuel lift pump. Now, this is going to be a very important part of our bleeding process. You want to find a lever on the side of the fuel lift pump, and we're going to be using that throughout the bleeding process. Follow the fuel lift pump over to your secondary fuel filter. Now, that's the first major component of the bleeding process, and you can identify the bleed screw on top of the secondary. From the secondary, follow the line over to your fuel injection pump. That's the second major component in the bleeding process. The bleed screw is normally located on the side of the injector pump, and there might be one or two bleed screws. On the top of the fuel injection pump, you'll notice some high pressure fuel lines running up to each injector. Now, we're going to be bleeding the screws on the sides of the injector. So here's how the bleeding process works. Find your fuel lift pump lever again. We'll open up the secondary fuel filter bleed screw, get all the air out, then tighten the screw down. Go to our fuel injection pump, repeat the process, and if you do have one or two screws on your fuel injection pump, always start with the lower one first and go to the upper one, and then follow the high pressure fuel lines up to each injector. Open up the bleed screw on the injector, operate the fuel lift pump lever until all air is out, then tighten the bleed screw and go to the next injector down the line. Repeat the process until you're through with all the injectors, and then start your engine. But once again, always check your manual and make sure you follow your manufacturer's recommendations. Well, that's it for today. Have a great cruise, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.